Hey guys, I'm excited. Today is Aiden's first day back at school, so I'm able to record videos during the day with no background noise. So this will be a nice uninterrupted video. I say that as my phone starts going off. Come on, come on. Okay. So this is the Exes and Ohs palette from ColourPop, and this was a surprise to me because I was just browsing on the Ulta website because I was looking for a mascara and I wanted to try one of the Essence ones that I hadn't tried yet, and this was on there and it said exclusive, so I'm guessing this is like an Ulta exclusive palette. It's not on their website at the time of me recording this anyway. And usually if they are going to put something on Ulta, it comes out the same day as on the ColourPop site, so this one was a surprise to me. It is a very fallish palette, which I'm sure that's why it's released right now, but I wasn't expecting there to be a new 12-pan palette here, so this is what this looks like. It is maroon on the front and back, kind of like that. Almost like the rubbery texture feeling, but it is a cardboard palette. And this is what it looks like. It's very fallish. It kind of reminds me of... oh, hold on. I can't... they've done so many palettes, I can't remember which is which. The Good Sport palette, which came out around this time last year. It kind of reminds me of that, but the more I'm looking at it, that had more bright colors in it because it had like a yellow and a couple of purples. This is very neutral and maroonish. It's a very like warm toned palette. So I'm just gonna do some swatches for you. There are a couple shades in here that I'm not like thrilled about, which doesn't usually happen with ColourPop shadows because they're usually always pretty awesome. But there's a few in here that don't work that great, so I will talk about them. And I don't know how long the 25% off sale is going on the ColourPop website, but at the time that I'm filming this, it's still, I just noticed it's still on there. Okay, so this first one is called No Better. And this one is not very pigmented at all. It's very soft. It's not the like the Super Shock formula or anything. It's just super duper sheer. It's a very like pinky champagne, but it's powdery and not as great as ColourPop shadows usually are. So when the light hits it, it's pretty, but I don't know how well that's picking up. It's a super sheer color. So then we have 20 something, and this is a metallic gold. And this one again is a little bit chunky. You can see it's, I guess not really chunky, but flaky. Has a bit of fallout, but it is a pretty color gold. Then we have Rookie. This one is pretty. This is a metallic copper with like blue sparkles in it. Hopefully you can see the sparkle. That's a really pretty shade. Then the last one in this row is Easy Go, and this is a metallic, like a rusty red. That one's probably one of my favorites in here. That's those. Then we have the second row is Stay Golden. This is a matte mauve. This one's nice and pigmented. Super pretty fall color for sure. I love mauves in the fall. Then we have Issues with it is just a matte cream. Fortunate is a matte reddish brown. And Sidetracked. This is a matte tan that has like tiny gold micro shimmers in it. That's actually really pretty. don't know if it's picking up the sparkles. They transfer pretty well when you swatch it and when you use this color, but I don't know how well it's picking up here. So that's the middle row. The middle row I don't have any issues with. And the last row is mostly matte too, except for the last one. So we have Hooky, which is another matte reddish brown, but this one's a little bit deeper. Then we have Wreckless. This one is super dry to the touch, like it feels gross, but it's a really dark burgundy color. It's the same shade as the top half of the palette itself. But despite it being dry, it definitely performs well. Then we've got Realness. That one's nice and soft. That's a really dark reddish brown. Then we have Smitten, which is a really pretty shade. This is like an iridescent pinkish red. And that's my other favorite color that's in here. So that is the last row. So really, the only two colors that are an issue are these first two. And it's not even that bad, it's just that that first one is very sheer and not very pigmented, and then the second one is kind of chunky and has some fallout. But other than that, that's really the only criticism I have of this palette. It is a very fall neutral type palette. I almost didn't get it, and then I'm like, I have almost every other single ColourPop palette that came out, so I have to get this one and do a review on it and a swatch video and everything. So I do like this one so far. I've used it a couple of times. I really like that Easy Go color. Rookie is really pretty, and the Smitten one, and then all the rest are pretty neutral shades that I'm sure they have in several other palettes. I really wanted to do a video like comparing all their palettes, but at this point I keep putting it off, and now they have so many, it's like, it's hard to wrap my mind around how I'm gonna do that. But I think in the future I might do like little comparison videos on palettes that I think are very similar to each other. Like I said, this one reminds me a little bit of the Good Sport one, but not enough to where it's like you open it up and they both look exactly the same, because the other one had a couple of purples. I'm looking at it right now on the website. I should have just grabbed it to put it next to here, but the neutral colors are similar in these palettes, but this one has more reds and maroons and stuff, and the other one had like purples and like yellow and a brighter gold. So I don't know, I'll figure out a way to do some sort of comparison video, because I really need to do that. But yes, I hope you guys enjoyed this swatch video, and I will talk to you next time.